Yo, so this is week one of Nofap, and it took me a lot of time to get the nerve to talk about something like this because I was so concerned for a long time about how people think about me or think I'm this way or that way, or they would say, oh, I would never think that this guy deals with such issues or problems, but the need to maybe help somebody out and encourage somebody is like I weigh in that so much right now. Um, I've kind of shed a lot of cares about it. So if this helps someone out, or maybe this would help my son out one day, because I know he's going to deal with some all new challenges that I never heard of, then why not talk about the process? Uh, this is week one of NoFap, but it's not exactly week one of NoFap because I started back in December of 2014, and then kind of started sliding back around the middle of that month, and started over again January 1st, new year, oh my gosh, right? And that time I had an accountability partner, and I went for 24 days straight, no PMO, hard mode. And since I had to practice from the first time, it made it that easier. But the only problem was that I used an accountability partner to help me stay straight, because I figured if I had an accountability partner that's doing the same thing, that would help me to stay in line. And it did, because I was like, man, I ain't about to tell this dude, yo, I messed up, I slid back, stuff like that. But then the 24th day came, I get a message from the forum, dude slipped up. And I was like, screw it, what the hell, I'll go ahead and slip up too. So I learned from that mistake of relying on other people. I mean, it helps. It was one of the best encouraging tools I ever had. And once they slipped up on it, I was done. And I had to kind of regroup. So I started over again on that Monday. So I have working experience, but I don't have a straight streak. And I'm kind of going for that straight streak, of 90 days. And so this is week one. So according to my app on my cell phone, it would be day 7. Now, it's funny because if I had followed through from the first of, I started in November. If I started back then and I followed through, I would have been on day 94 right now. How about that? And if I didn't mess up last month, I'd be on day 32. So, multiple things, but I'm just starting over from scratch again. I really think I could do it this time because I have the experience. I know what's going on. And that's it. So, let's talk about NoFap. How did I discover it? I mean, this video is for me. I know it's going to be long, but it's really just a video for me. It's for me, and if it helps somebody else, good. I was just browsing YouTube, and I was watching Frank Gang videos. He's kind of crazy, kind of does that mind screw stuff. Really crazy stuff that probably none of my friends know about because they're not really into anything crazy like that, which is a shame because it's kind of hard to relate certain things to him because, like, what is that? What you watching that for? But he's a really creative guy, and I saw him. But see, he's always experimenting, and one of the reasons I got to watch Frank Games because he's kind of like a fitness guy, and I've always wanted to be fit. I've always wanted to lose weight, and I'll do another vlog about that later. And he had a video called something something nofap, and then he talked about the experience of nofap. I'm like, why wouldn't you want to fap? You know, why wouldn't you want to have that? And he talked about that. So he talked about his experience with it, how going up to a week was enough for him. You know, but then I started to kind of look it up, like, okay, nofap. There's a movement? What movement? See, nobody talks about this in the real world, off the web. Or maybe everybody's so conservative in black culture that we don't openly speak about this stuff. I don't know. So, obviously, if you find out about something new on the internet, you go Google it. And so I came across videos about, oh, wow, there's a whole group on Reddit talking about nofap. Why is there a group of guys talking about nofapping on Reddit? When from outside looking in, Reddit would be the place to post all kinds of fooded videos and crazy stuff. See, I'm talking language you don't know about, but it's real and it's out there. You better learn what's going on out there. They all into that crazy stuff, and so I'm like, why would y'all do that? Because most of the time it's a religious thing, you know, or a shame thing. And a lot of times people aren't religious, like, shoot, I just go ahead and do whatever I want to do. So you find this movement about nofap, and then you go ahead and find out, and then what you do next? You YouTube videos, and then you see guys, young men like myself, talking about why they're doing it. And then I found out about the TED video, the Great Porn Experiment. What the hell is a great porn experiment? Why would anybody want to experiment porn? Everybody knows what they use it for. Everybody knows what they like it for. You know? What's there to experiment about? I'm sick. This is uncut. I haven't cussed, so bear with me, because I am sick. On week 2. Gosh, I'm going to be done in 3 minutes. I saw your brain on porn experiment, and I started reading yourbrainonporn.org and stuff. I was like, whoa, I recognize some of that stuff. And I'm like, I wasn't so arrogant to think that I was beyond the troubles of many men. And so I was like, yo, it was just real convicting, because again, you know, coming from an African American background, an extremely conservative background, where we don't talk about this. We don't ask, and we don't talk about it. God handle everything. What about God is good? What about God is good? I got a question. God is good. And you're left either in fear or in a forced posture to keep everything to yourself. But when I saw the video, The Great Porn Experiment, it was made real plain to me what was going on. There was no women in the pew hooping and hollering, talking about, that's right, and looking at men in disgust, because the few conversations I had about this, especially with black women, they look at it in disgust. They're like, ew, disgusting, disrespect. So what man would want to talk to them about this stuff when they know they're going to get this kind of reaction, especially coming from a very conservative African American background where we don't talk about this stuff. We bring it up as a sin, and that's it. We bring it up as a sin, that's it. That's wrong. Something's wrong with you. And God's mad at you for it. Ain't no brother trying to hear that. They're not. But when I saw that video, Your Brain on Porn, it was just made real plain. It talked about the Coolidge effect. It talked about dopamine levels. It talks about the issues all men are having with it and how it's an epidemic. But it's not brought in the main media because we don't talk about this stuff. But that video and the videos of guys doing it and trying to do it, struggling with it, and noticing positive results on that was the best sermon I've heard in such a long time, because it's real. There is no guilt thrust upon you. There's no shame thrown upon you. There's no disgust. It was made real plain what's happening, what's scientifically going on in the brain, what's for real about it, you know? And when it was made real plain, without the organ playing in the background, I was like, okay, cool. I like that. Because the whole pornography thing was nothing that I ever liked. It was a way to get through, but it was nothing I never liked. So when I heard about a movement that helped men get off of that, leave it alone, come up with a mindset of dealing with it, that's it. That's it. And so that's kind of how I discovered NoFap, was just browse on the internet and saw a video that struck a chord with me. And it was just made real plain. And I was sold. And yeah, so I'm going to talk more about NoFap. I'm going over 10 minutes. But I'm going to talk about my attitude with it, and hopefully this helps somebody out. Let me stop right here.